I don't think that the government has any involvement whatsoever in the conspiracy to keep hominoids bottled up in the world of tabloids, keeping them, you know, on the front pages of the Star and whatever else as just something stupid, something that only ignorant people and only ignorant, uneducated people have any interest in whatsoever. It isn't the government doing that. It's science, and science takes care of that business for the government if there was any concern for the government. But the government, one of the government's main concern is indeed placating big business. Now, when it comes to big business, the government will do whatever it takes to cover them as well as they can, because big business pays for a government. The timber industry indeed is protected not from the government standpoint, but from its own standpoint. The ranching industry, the cattle industry, all of these guys that have these creatures active and on their property know very well what happens, because they've seen it with the snail darter. What happens when some rare exotic animal is found in a specific geographic area? That area is just banned from development, from logging, from a number of other things. So, and also the government can seize it under eminent domain or whatever the rules are. But the government can seize your land if for some reason you have on it a very exotic creature that needs to be protected. So, if you go into Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, places like that, and you talk to people that have these creatures on their property, if they are in fact wealthy landowners who are doing an agribusiness or a dairy or anything like that, they will not acknowledge it at all, and they will work hard to avoid any recognition at all that they have these creatures on their property. I myself have seen a number of what are called, in the places that I've been in the Midwest, in Texas and Oklahoma, Bigfoot fences. They're called Bigfoot fences, and what they are is a standard regular barbed wire fence, and I've got photographs of these that I show when I do my presentations. They're very clear. You have a standard, ordinary 4 to 5 foot high fence. That's your typical cattle fence. No cows going over that. You don't need to worry about it. And yet, sticking on top of those fences is another pole with wire strung up to 10 feet. You've got 10-foot fences in areas. And not only that, you can see in some, you can see breaks in them where every strand in the top level has been broken and has been rewired and put back together, because a Bigfoot has stepped over the fence and gone right through the top strands. I have multiple slides of that evidence. These things are incredibly powerful. They just go through those fences like they're not there. They may discourage them, they don't know, but when a Bigfoot wants to cross through anything, he can go through a brick wall if he wants to. And that's the situation. So the answer to the question is, money dictates the suppression. The money of the timber industry, particularly in the Pacific Northwest, and the ranching cattle industry in the Southwest. But in both cases, the ranchers themselves, the timbermen themselves, are doing the policing. They get together at their meetings, at the times when they get together, and they say, hey, if you have any of this activity, don't tell anybody, and keep it from happening to you, because we'll all suffer if it happens. If our area is the area that one is found, it'll be off limits. And not only will it be off limits to development and other things, as the government will then have to try to protect them, but you'll also have the crazies out there trying to kill them. So it's going to be dangerous to be in those areas as well.